Hello and welcome to Kedrick Farms. We're back with another episode of Royalton, Minnesota, and we're picking up just a little bit past where we left off. So last time we were trying to make TMR here and realized that all these small bales of hay that we created from the alfalfa, yeah, they got turned into normal hay due to the baler we're using, I believe. If not the baler, maybe it's a fill type converter on the map that's not quite set up right, but either way, that was a little disappointing. And so we did a lot of work, and now we've got a bunch of hay that we really can't use for much. And so that got me thinking, and I really just want to try out this TMR mix to see that it works. And so I recalled that we've got just a little bit of alfalfa hay in this here loading wagon that I wasn't sure what to do with. We were gonna just feed it to the cows manually to get it out of this forage box, but then I thought, well, why don't we just dump it on the ground and scoop it up with the bucket and put it into the TMR mix and see if that's going to actually work. I just want to see if the TMR works. If it does, the other problems are all solvable with different mods. And so we're gonna just set our cruise control down just a little bit here, and we're gonna dump this out right here. There we go. Just spread it out a little bit to make sure that we can actually scoop it up. And something like this should work. There's more of it in here than I expected. There we go. And my thinking is we can just leave this forage box back here out of the way. And yeah, we're gonna see if this works one way or another today. And then we've got quite a few other jobs to do on the farm. Our sunflowers are almost ready to be sold. And so we need to get set up to do that. Maybe get an auto drive course set up to make the runs. Oh, we've got some silage in here. Let me take a quick look at this and see what our mix looks like. Yeah, I guess we could put the silage in here. Or, oh, actually, this forage box over here has silage in it, I think, right now. We'll try and put it in there. I'm not sure this is high enough. Maybe. We might be able to get it in over the lip without hitting the box. But we'll try and get a little bit more squared on here. Something like this. Oh, I can go higher. Perfect. And that lets me know I can dump into the forage box manually. Just kind of curious about that. And so I'm gonna try and get a full bucket of alfalfa hay here. And then we're gonna put this in to our feed mixer. If I can get lined up here. There we go. Now the question is, did it work? Before I dump too much more in here, I'm going to fill the bucket up as long as we're here, but before I dump it in, we're going to go and actually check out the feed mix in this food trailer. Well, let's hop over here. I don't have the mod that lets me see it at a glance. Oh, it is working. Would you look at that? So we are going to be able to legitimately get some TMR here. And so we're going to just keep dumping some of this hay in here until we get an appropriate mixture. I'm thinking one more bucket should do it, and then we're gonna be able to feed that to our cows. Now I can't recall how much of this mixer wagon we use per feeding, but it should give us at least a few days worth of TMR. Obviously we've got plenty of silage we could be using to feed them in the meantime, but it'd be nice to get the productivity up at some point here, as they're gonna be producing milk here sooner than later. Now we're doing pretty good on balancing that mixture. but I could probably put a little bit more silage in there. And so in order to do that and make sure we don't fall off of the appropriate balance, we're going to put one more bucket of this alfalfa in there just to round us off. Plus, I really don't want to leave it sitting here in the driveway. But it would be nice if we could put one load, or get one load of TMR mixed and start feeding it to them, and then have enough to do another small load after that. And so I'm not sure where I'm going to store this, the rest of this alfalfa hay in the meantime. Maybe we'll put it back in that forage wagon, I don't know. Or maybe it'll just all fit in the bucket here. Not quite, not so lucky. So let's see here. We do have a fair amount of alfalfa hay now, so we're going to top the rest of this off, I'm hoping, with silage, and have that be balanced out. So we'll find out here in a second. We do have lots and lots of silage. 334,000 liters, it looks like. Alright, there we go. We've got a full feed mix wagon here with TMR in it, and we've got a little bit of this alfalfa hay left, so I think I am gonna just put this back into this other box and hold on to it here, just for easy storage. Get it out of the middle of our driveway, and then we'll have enough to make another, probably, you know, a third of a batch or something of TMR again, but that's okay. We've got lots and lots of silage. We'll not run out of feed for the cows. We just want to maximize the productive feed for the cows once they start making milk. So I think we'll save this TMR for then. And yeah, we're going to have to figure out some better mods and mechanisms for dealing with alfalfa on this map. But that's okay. It's always good to understand that the mechanics themselves are working, and it's just the other mods that we're having a few issues here, so we're in a pretty good spot. So with that, let's take a quick look here. We do need to feed and water / clean up after the cows, so we might as well, I guess, just go ahead and do that. We're gonna take the silage box here that we have and feed them with the silage for the time being. Just because we don't need to be wasting the precious TMR just yet, because we're not quite to milk production stage. And we've got lots and lots of the silage. Now we're going to also, oops, I need to hook things up, or manual attach kind of limits what we're able to do. Slows down our tractors, and we are running out of fuel here as well, so lots to do. You'll notice we're in the negative for money, and that comes from advancing time this last day. And as we continue on into the fall here, we're going to be just coming up short on funds until we can sell some of our crops, and so we haven't been able to pay down any of our loans yet. And so that's the other reason that I'm super excited that it's almost time to be selling our sunflowers off. And so we're going to just feed here. We cleaned up. And as soon as we're done feeding the cows here, we're going to go ahead and come over here and water them. Our water spigot is on the outside. And that should knock everything out that we need for the cows. And then if we come back into the seasons menu here and look at our economy tab, you can see for sunflowers, we've got a high point here coming up tomorrow. And so if we check the prices right now for sunflowers, we'll see that they're in the $26 range. And so I want to see what that looks like tomorrow. But we don't really have anything else that we need to tackle here on this early autumn day. And so we're going to go ahead and jump ahead to the next day. and check on our sunflower prices. Alright, we're back here in mid-autumn, and we're gonna get the grain truck out of the shed and load it up to haul some sunflowers up into town. It looks like we've got some decent prices here. If we just get this thing over here and start filling, I'll pull up the menu. Let's see, sunflowers. And so overnight, it looks like we got to just shy of $28 from the 26.25 we were at. So that's a pretty good jump. And we're going to take that, and I guess we should probably set a tag so that we're going to be able to find this place. It looks like it's the one right downtown. And so that should be pretty easy to find. If we look from an auto drive perspective, I don't really have any points here, so we might as well go ahead and record a few points here. Actually, no, we're only going to need to make, it looks like, 2 trips. We've got 1,500 in there, we've got 1,200 here. We're going to make 2.5 trips. We can just make this manually. We might edit that and add those course play points in at some point, but it's been a little while since we drove this truck, and so we're gonna take the job on ourselves here and see what's going on. Now, I love when mods have actual working mirrors in them. A lot of mods just have those fake glossed over kind of looking mirrors, and this mod has legitimate left and right mirrors, so kind of cool. And in general, it's just got a pretty nice interior. So we're moving and grooving here. And the speedometer works. My cruise control was set down, so we're gonna increase the cruise a little bit here. I don't want to be going too fast. Alright, we're coming up here in town, and I don't know that I've been to this sell point yet, so we've got to figure out the right ways to go in and out. It looks like it's the one on the other side of the main road here, so luckily we don't have any traffic on this map at this point, so we're gonna head on in here. It looks like we've got a 2-way scale, so we're gonna pull right up on here. And it looks like we've got just shy of 32,000 pounds, I'm guessing that is. And if we pull right in here, should be able to unload our sunflowers. I'm going to turn the HUD on for a moment here so we can actually see how much these sell for. And this is a pretty good profit, although it looks like it's not super well set up for the high dump. So our truck got a little bit pushed over into the wall there. That's okay. So our first load sold for 35,000. And you can see here it was about half of our weight, a little more than half of our weight. We're at 15,640 now, so pretty slick. So we're gonna, whoops, cut across their grass a little bit here. I guess we could have gone out to the end of the driveway. But yeah, this is working out pretty good. We're gonna go ahead and get the second load here real quick. And I think we'll take the same way back, and then maybe next time we're gonna circle around and take the longer route around. Alright, we're back up here at the farm, grabbing another load of sunflowers here. Should fill up right quick here, and I think what we are going to do is we're going to end up paying down on our loan here a bit more with this money. We've got a really, whoops, I'm borrowing instead of paying back. We've got a really healthy loan here, or I should say an unhealthy loan. Well over $1 million to keep this farm running. And so it is definitely giving us a little bit of a challenge here to keep everything afloat. We're losing, I think, around $5,000 a day. So if we didn't pay down anything on our loan over the course of 24 payments over the year, we're gonna be spending, you know what, that's $100,000, $120,000. So we definitely need to focus all the incoming money here on paying down that loan so that we can kind of float through a little bit better. If the first load of sunflowers here netted us 35 grand, the second one here is going to do about the same. I mean, that's going to cover about half of our debt that we have, or not our debt, but half of our interest payments for the year. So these potatoes better sell for quite a bit here in the winter months, or we're going to be hurting as we can kind of continue here. So kind of curious to see how this is going to play out. All right, so we've dumped the second load of sunflowers here. We're sitting at just a couple bucks short of 40,000 here. So as soon as we make the turn up here and head back up towards the farm, we'll pay down a little bit more of that loan before we forget about it. And we should have just a little bit, a partial load here for our last load up to the elevator. So we're going to go ahead and take care of that real quick and check back in after. We've got all of our sunflowers sold here. I think the really the last thing that we've kind of got to do is move some of these potatoes here. We've moved all the potatoes from the storage here on the farm up to the sell point, and so we probably should bring this truck up there. Let's take a quick look at the seasons menu here. If we look, I do have the mod to wash the potatoes installed on the server. And so it looks like we're looking for somewhere around winter days 2 through 4 as a high point to sell. So we're currently in a good spot with everything else on the farm. We're just going to check our animals here need to be taken care of. And then we'll just keep moving the needle forward here until we get into winter. So I forgot to check in and look at what the total is for our sunflowers when we got back up to the farm. And so I figured I'd do that real quick here before we continue to advance time too far to get into our potato selling season. But you can see we made a total of $80,000 off of our sunflowers, which is pretty good. All right, so we're here in day 2 of winter, and if we bring up the animal menu here, you can see we don't have our new cows yet, but we're getting one in 0.1 years, 0.0 years, 0.2, 0.1, 0.1, so we're getting close. And so we've been feeding them out of the silage in this forage box over the last several days. And it's starting to run low, so I think we're going to be ready to flip over to TMR tomorrow. But we are now in day 2 early winter, which if we look at our prices for potatoes, ignoring this part because of the way seasons works, well, I think we're at the high point here on day 2, maybe day 3, but I think we'd be better off selling today and then having less of an interest payment. Remembering that seasons days actually represent weeks of real time, we definitely don't want to take another $5,000 interest payment hit. And so we kind of need to get down here and wash these potatoes up and start selling them. And so we're going to be setting up a little bit of auto drive course to haul the potatoes through from the wash to the sell point. And so let's bring this truck up to the potato storage facility and see how that's all going to work out. All right, so we are up here at the potato storage facility, and we've got all of our equipment all set up and ready to go here. We've got our other truck all left up here from when we were hauling things up. And I went ahead and got this conveyor belt here set up to dump potatoes into this. And we got this deal, and this deal does not work. I tested this a smidge off camera when I was setting everything up, and we can put potatoes into this, but the potatoes won't come out onto the other conveyor belt. I don't know what this is for. I think this is for a hopper specifically to feed into maybe the other machine in the Grimmy pack. If we look at belt systems here, it says load potatoes into this hopper to load the produce on conveyor belts or this other machine, but it won't go into the conveyor belts. So I don't know what's going on. I really don't want to put them on pallets. I want to put them through the washer. And so we bought this little thing, which we're going to use to scoop up our potatoes. We're going to dump the potatoes right on the ground and then use this thing to put them into that other conveyor. Now, this thing has got apparently an electric motor. That's a really annoying whine. So we're gonna see how this works, but I'm gonna just try and get this backed in here and all set up, and then we'll start playing with this potato washer. It's a little touchy. We're super extended here. Let's fold this in here. It might make it a little bit easier to control. The mouse controls on these conveyor belts are always just a little bit painful to use. I guess I could try and remember what the keyboard shortcuts are, but that's also beyond my skill set today. And so we're gonna put this so if we line this up like this right over the hopper, I should be able to turn it on. And then what we're gonna do is grab one of these trucks, and we're gonna bring potatoes and dump them right in front of that conveyor belt. I just want to make sure we didn't put any potatoes in that one. And then here, this one should be pretty much full. So we got 413 tons of potatoes, which is actually quite a bit. And so what we're going to do, now that we've got a load of potatoes here, is we're going to take these right over in front of this auger. Or rather, conveyor belt. And we're going to dump some of these on the ground, but I don't want to dump too many until we know this is going to work out for us correctly. So if I jump in here, I can get it started. It looks like it's only going to run while I'm in it. Oh no, I'm just not lined up. Let's see if I can line this auger up. Wow, what happened there? I have no idea what's going on. We're going to line this conveyor belt up over the hopper a little bit better here, hopefully. There we go. And so what I need to do, though, is get this turned to accept the potatoes. And then if I can extend this a little bit, and we've got everything all set up here. Now, I'm not too worried about the fact that we're leaving some potatoes there. We'll clean everything up at the end when we're all done. What I want to do, though, is make sure that I don't over dump and really mess up this auger or conveyor belt or anything. And so you can see we've got loads of potatoes going in here. And at some point here, I would expect that we'll fill that potato hopper up. And so we're just going to keep dumping potatoes into here until it looks like that potato hopper is full. You can see the potatoes are starting to fill up there if you look in that green potato washer. And so we're just going to keep dumping these here until we've got it nice and full and the conveyor stops. And now what we need to do is take this pickup that we brought up here. We've got this nurse trailer that's full of water, and we don't have any water hookups out here. And so we're bringing the water in a trailer, and I'm gonna go ahead and just get this trailer backed right up here, and we'll hook it up. If I had the manure system mod installed, I'm almost positive that we could use the manure system to pipe this water in. but we're gonna do it manually here real quick. I think this is a manure system pipe hookup for water. And if we come in here and look, we've got potatoes already come through here. We've got washed potatoes sitting here in the output. And so the last piece of the equation is going to be to take this truck here, which we actually washed up before we headed up here. And we'll put the clean potatoes in the clean truck. And we'll just set it up here to accept those potatoes out of the potato washer. And this machine should just kind of continue to keep running here. If we check on it, we're gonna make 30,000 liters an hour, and so we just emptied that out, so we'll need to move the clock up again here and let this thing start washing. It looks like it only gave us about a third of a truck full from one washing here, so this is actually going to take a little bit of time to wash all of these potatoes and load them into trucks. A little bit nervous about what that's going to do to our selling window for good prices, but we're going to run this until we get about a truck full here, and then we'll figure out how we're going to handle selling these. In the meantime, though, we're going to jump back over here and unload a few more of the dirty potatoes. Alright, so it's taken a little bit of time to get these potatoes washed. And so, I mean, I guess that makes sense. You've got to expend some amount of effort to make some money here. But it's also a little bit to manage because as we're filling, when we get to a point where the potatoes need to be refilled, if I don't hop in one of these augers, they stop automatically filling the potato washer. And so I've got to keep hopping in these conveyor belts. I keep calling them augers, but we've got to keep hopping in one of these belts just to get the potatoes moving and loading again. And so that's a little bit unfortunate. And then if I dump the potatoes out too fast here, somehow they end up going underneath the conveyor belt and lifting it up and causing all kinds of problems. So we're trying to be pretty careful here that we don't mess up our entire setup. But we have unloaded one full truck of dirty potatoes here, so that means we should be just about full on the clean potatoes there. And so I'm gonna get one more load of potatoes filling up here into the dirty truck. And while that's going, we'll empty this potato washer one more time and hopefully run these up somewhere. Now this is all running pretty good, so what we need to do next is check our price for washed potatoes. And what I was really hoping for is that it would be this spot right here, which is where we're at, this Petron potato farm. But it's not. It's the Royalton feed mill that has the best price for washed potatoes right now. And so we're going to tag that and then take a look at the map here and see that it's right down the road here is the Royalton feed mill. And so we're going to take this load of potatoes over there and see if we can figure out exactly where that's at. Because there's lots of new sell points and such on the map that we haven't been to yet. And so luckily it's not too far. It's right down the road here. And so we're going to take this load of potatoes right down the road and see if we can figure out where the potato sell point is. Now, one of the things I like about this map is that there's a ton of signs as far as where you need to go to do different things. Now, I don't need TMR and I don't need cracked corn. So we're going to pull through the center part here and take these potatoes right over here to the sell point. Now, I'm really curious to see what one load of washed potatoes is going to do for our bottom line. It's looking pretty good so far. It's about $13,000 for that one load of potatoes, and I know we've got quite a few more. I kind of forgot to look and see how many tons that is, because all of our potato measurements are in tons. And so either way, knowing that we're going to get about 13K a truck is pretty good. I'm confident that we're gonna make a dent in our loan at least. I'm not sure if we're gonna pay it off at those rates, but we'll do some quick napkin math here in just a second. We just need to make sure we keep this potato washer going. And so if I didn't have the water truck here, I guess we could set this up to pull through. But it's okay, we've got plenty of time. It's not like the potato washer's got enough capacity to hold a full truckload, at least at this point. And so what we need to do is get a few more potatoes going in here. And so, as I mentioned, I got to jump into this potato conveyor belt to move it around. Now, one thing I can do is I can actually drive this forward a bit and clean up some of these potatoes and extend this auger back. And I think we're going to go ahead and just move this other hopper out of the way because it's really not doing anything for us, and I can't seem to figure out a way to get it unloaded with the other equipment we have right now. And so we're just going to leave that to set over there, and then I'm going to just pick up some of the rest of these potatoes that we dropped everywhere. And with any luck, what I'm going to be able to do is do a better job of backing up to this so that we don't lose so many potatoes everywhere. I'm gonna try and get it lined up with the auger a little bit better here too, so that if we do need to pull forward to clean up some potatoes, we're just literally moving forward without having to move the auger at all. So what I want is for it to be nice and straight like this, and then we're gonna go get that next load of potatoes and bring it over here and start dumping it into the washer. And so this is a fair amount of work just to kind of keep everything going here. But the profit that we're picking up from doing this amount of work is going to make that worth it. We'll take a look at that here in just a second. And so what I've learned is I don't want to be too close to the potato thing with the truck. We're going to kind of give ourselves a pile here in front of it, and then we'll hop on and get him going. And then now that he's going, we should be able to finish topping off our water. Oh, it looks like it's been draining it out of that trailer automatically, which is cool. And then, you know, we're getting a few potatoes running through here. So we are going to have to get some more water at some point, it looks like. If we look at this potato washer, we're doing okay on water, it looks like, but we have gone through quite a bit. And so it holds about 10,000 liters of water, and we don't have that many potatoes in the buffer here, so we just need to keep loading these potatoes in as we go. And yeah, this is working out all right. Now, I can't recall how much this truck had when it was full, so we'll look at the new truck once we get it going. But I'm not seeing potatoes kind of moving through this conveyor belt right now, so we gotta figure out why that is. Just need to be sitting here in this conveyor belt, I guess, for it to continue to work without issues, which is just a little disappointing. I think we'd actually be having better luck here if we just had the basic base game starter conveyor belt. So we're just gonna keep dumping. We're getting a little wide here, which is going to mean that we've got some cleaning up to do. We could probably get like a skid steer or something up here and push some of these potatoes around if we had the money. We might have to call somebody in about that here at some point, because it'd be nice to just dump a whole truck and then kind of push things into the auger after that, I'm thinking, is how I would want to run this if I was going to do more than a few truckloads at a time. So we're going to maybe try that. We're going to dump this whole bit here and just get that truck empty. We'll figure out how to clean that up. I guess that's actually maybe the point of this controllable auger, right? Is that we can get inside and drive it around a little bit, so we don't technically need any other equipment. And so either way, that's freed us up to come over here and run our truck full again and see how many tons we're going to be able to get into a single truck. And so we got 37 tons, a little bit more than 37 tons, and we made 13 grand off of those 37 tons. And so if we take a look at our total potato capacity here, 280 additional tons, not counting the ones that are in the truck here. So with that load that's in the truck, we're probably sitting at 9 total loads, maybe 10 total loads, so another $130 some thousand of potatoes to sell here. And so that's not too shabby. It's definitely not going to pay back our $1 million plus in loans though, so we're going to have to think that through as we get closer to wrapping up the year. And if we take a look at the price of potatoes, right, the best price of potatoes here is $2.61 and going down for regular potatoes. And then our washed potatoes end up being $718. So that's a pretty big delta. The extra $500 a unit is a big deal. So we're definitely going to take advantage of the washed potato mechanics here and move these along. And so we are running the game at a elevated speed to get the potatoes through this washer a little bit faster. I think the other thing that I'd probably like to do is increase both the capacity of this washer just a little bit, as well as how fast it's processing the potatoes. We do keep running into issues where this thing just stops picking up potatoes. Alright, so we've got another truck full here, so we're heading up to the sell point real quick to get that sold off while the washer continues to run some potatoes through it. Now, we have had, just a little bit of a learning curve over the last little bit in game here, but I'm discouraged by the fact that we're already midday and we've only sold 2 loads of potatoes. And so we're definitely going to take longer than that to sell all 10 loads. I'm worried we're not going to quite get them done while the price is high over the next 24 hours. And so that's something that I'll have to think through if we ever do this again, is that potato washer is pretty slow. And so in order to maximize our profits, I guess we probably could have been washing potatoes before the day that we wanted to sell them. In hindsight, that probably would have been the smarter idea. But I just didn't think about it. I didn't think it was going to necessarily be so slow, given that we're just spraying them with some water. But we'll keep trucking on this and see how far we can get over the course of a day. Now, I'm concerned that every time we drive away, the conveyors stop working. And so that's also a problem. And then the potato washer's not actually spinning. Oh, because our output got full. So we probably need to run time a little bit slower when we're away. I only had it on 15x there. And our output filled up in that short amount of time that we were hauling that load of potatoes up to the sell point. So that's also a consideration. And then, as always, in order to get this working, we moved too far away. We've got to jump in and start our conveyors back up for them to keep unloading into the potato washer itself. And so, as you can see, this is going to be a little bit of a rinse repeat. Haha, potato washer, rinsing potatoes. This is going to take a little bit to get through, though. And so we're going to just keep trucking here. I guess it helps if I can get fully under the spout here, maybe. There we go. And so we're going to keep trucking these potatoes into the potato washer. We're gonna keep jumping in here to make sure that the conveyors are fully functional. And so yeah, even just moving over to the other side of that building was enough to get our conveyor to stop moving. So we'll just be keeping an eye on that. And we're gonna keep jumping in here to get the truck going, keep the back hopper, the clean hopper emptied, and then we'll jump back in and keep these potatoes moving. So it looks like this is going to take a little bit of time, and so while this is going, I think we're going to wrap up today's episode here. I'm going to keep selling these potatoes off camera, and we'll check back in next episode to see how we landed on getting everything sold. I think this is going to take a day or two to work our way through this process, but it looks like the potato prices are probably going to stay high for just a little while, and so we're going to just keep hopefully not backing onto our pile of potatoes here, but we're just going to keep unloading these and moving them in, and we'll check in next time and see if we can get a total price on where we landed with all of our potatoes. Well, that's all for today. Keterk out. Ooh, I don't know if it's just convenience or destiny, but we're gonna stop and get some pizza from Casey's. It's lunchtime.